Rotation is an important part of all your shots, whether it's the forehand, the backhand, the serve, even on your volleys, it's important to rotate. But it's something that a lot of tennis players struggle with, especially slightly older players. So what I want to do in this video is explain why so many players struggle to get good rotation on their shots. And I'm going to take you through a series of assessments to help illustrate it. So hopefully you enjoy the video. If you do, it'd be awesome if you could give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel before, it's always much appreciated if you could do that as well. So the golden rule to understand when it comes to using tennis techniques is that if you can't do something without the ball there and while you're not on a tennis court, you don't magically develop the ability when the ball is flying at you. And when we think about using the kinetic chain, we've got a few different types of rotation going on. So if I prepare on my forehand, I've got rotation at the hips. So in the leg that I'm loading, I've got internal rotation at the hip. I'm twisting into that as part of my preparation. On the back leg, I've got external rotation of the hip. So you need to have the ability to internally and externally rotate both hips if you want to be able to use that rotation properly on your shots. I've also got rotation of my spine. So my upper spine is rotating. So again, if you want to be able to prepare properly, you have to be able to rotate through your spine. And then I've got a counter rotation going on at my neck, which is allowing me to look at the ball. And then as I hit the shot, I'm going to reverse all that. So now I'm driving my right leg into external rotation. My left hip is going into internal rotation. My upper back, or my upper spine and my spine is rotating to the left, and my head is going to counter rotate to the right so I can watch the ball through contact. So if you want to be able to hit shots efficiently, whether it's the forehand, the backhands, the serve, the volleys, your body needs to be capable of actually making and coordinating these movements before you'll be able to do it effectively using your kinetic chain. And when I assess players, I find that the vast majority of players have issues in multiple different areas. So I want to show you some simple assessments for these parts of the body. We're going to start with the hips, and for the hips we're just going to work on a straight internal and external rotation. So I'm going to start with my right leg, and we're basically trying to twist the leg in and out. And when you do that, the leg's going to stay completely straight, the pelvis is going to stay still, the upper body is going to stay still, and you're just going to try and twist outwards and inwards. And then you're going to try and do that as quickly as you can. And when you do this, we should see a nice clean rotation. But what happens for a lot of people is they're not able to make this movement happen. They'll start moving their leg from side to side. We also tend to see the pelvis twisting and rotating. We see different spinal movements. And a lot of people, when they're doing it, they're twisting their shoulders and their arms, and they're trying to assist because they can't get a good, clean movement. Now, feel free to hold on when you do this. It doesn't have to be a balance assessment as well. So I could hold on to something over here because we just want to test whether you can do a good, clean, accurate rotation. Or, does your whole leg twist? Does the knee turn in and out? Or is it just your foot that's moving? Does the leg start to bend? Do you do double movements? So instead of twisting and twisting, you kind of do these double twitchy movements. Anything that isn't a nice, clean, fast internal and external rotation suggests a problem in this area, either a lack of mobility or a lack of coordination. You're obviously going to assess the right leg, and then you're going to switch and do the left leg. And the best way to do this is to kind of do 5 seconds on the right, 5 seconds on the left, go back to the right, do it again, go back to the left and do it again. And kind of see what your level of rotation is like at your hips. And feel free, leave me a comment down in the comment section and let me know. The next area we're going to look at is going to be the pelvis. So the pelvis and the hips very interlinked, and I want to see if you can do a pelvic circle that looks like that. So can you do circles in both directions? So this is a kind of a combination of movement. It's a combination of a forwards and backwards pelvic tilt, so an anterior and posterior pelvic tilt, a lateral pelvic tilt, and then a bit of rotation thrown in to combine it to turn it into a circle. Now notice when I'm doing this, spine or upper back is completely still, the legs are slightly bent, and I'm just trying to control the movement. It's a small movement from the pelvis. So I'm not moving the whole of the lower back like this, it's just a small isolated movement on the pelvis. So give that a try. Are you able to do it? Can you go as smoothly in one direction as you can in the other? Can you even make it move? Or is your whole spine moving and you're struggling to work out how to get it going? Leave me a comment down in the comment section and let me know. The next assessment is going to be for your upper back or thoracic spine. And we could just test a straight rotation on this, but realistically, when you're playing tennis, when you're hitting your shots, you need combined movements. So a lot of the time you're going to be side bending and rotating. You've also got flexion and extension. So I want to do an assessment to see whether you've basically got good coordination of your upper back. So what you're going to try and do is a thoracic circle or an upper back circle. It's a funny looking movement. We obviously don't do it exactly like this when we play tennis, but you should be able to do it because this is what spines are meant to be able to do. So it's going to be a combination of extension and flexion. So I'm not focusing on my shoulder blades, I'm trying to move my actual spine. So I think about jabbing myself in the chest and my spine moving backwards. Now as I do that, my head's going to come forwards because it's on top of my neck, but I'm not wrenching my neck forwards. I'm trying to get movement from the thoracic spine. You can then break it down and you can kind of work on a side to side movement. So just kind of think about gliding your spine from side to side, and then from there you're going to try and turn that into the circle. So you're able to actually move your thoracic spine and then create circles with your thoracic spine. And I am by no means absolutely perfect at this exercise and this assessment. I'm a lot better than I used to be, but if my spine moved more efficiently, I would be able to continue to improve past where I'm now. So I do continue to work on this and it gradually improves over time. But see, are you able to do this upper spine or thoracic spine circle? Leave me a comment down below and let me know. And then we're going to move up to the neck. So for the neck, we're going to try and do a circular gliding motion. So again, when you play, it's a lot of rotation, but there's also lateral tilts and various different things going on. So here I want to use this for more of a global assessment as can you actually coordinate your neck and does it move properly? Because although this is an unusual movement, you should be able to do it. If you can't do it, it's indicative of either a lack of mobility or a lack of coordination. So we're trying to do a circular glide, but you can combine it, or so you can break it down into two movements. So I can break it down into a forwards and backwards glide where I'm trying to keep my chin flat. So I'm not doing this, a lot of people will do that. Instead you want to keep it flat. So can you do that on its own? And then can you do a lateral glide on its own? And for that one you might want to think about giving yourself a target. Can I glide to the right? And can I glide to the left? And then if you can you combine both of those into a circle? And when I do that, I'm trying to keep my shoulders still, I'm trying to keep my spine still, I'm trying to just move my neck. And I will, I'll find out when I watch this video back, maybe I'm not doing it that well because I'm not concentrating and I'm talking, but can you do it? Are you able to do a forwards and backwards glide, a lateral glide and a circle? Leave me a comment down below and let me know. So how did you get on with the assessments? I find that most players struggle with at least one or two of them, but when we're talking about slightly older players, they normally massively struggle with all of them. And these are the sorts of underlying reasons why you're not able to do the things that you can't do when you play. So if you struggle to prepare properly and to rotate properly and use your kinetic chain on your strokes, now you know why. If you don't have optimal timing on both sides, these are underlying reasons why you don't have optimal timing. And if you want to be able to develop more efficient, higher level strokes, you need to improve how your body moves. You can only play at the level that your body will allow you to play. Now, firstly, you can start by working on these exercises. So start to incorporate them as part of your daily routine. Try and move your pelvis, try and move your spine and your neck more effectively, and that can be really helpful for a lot of players. But if you'd like to learn more about using this style of training or improving your level of skill so you can play high level tennis, you might be interested in a free live workshop that I've got coming up pretty soon. So this is a free 5-day event where I'm going to be teaching players how to use brain-based training to improve vision, to improve coordination, to improve balance, and basically to improve skill level. So I'll place a link to that down in the description. Click on that link, it'll take you over to a different page where you can learn more about it and register for this free workshop. But otherwise, hopefully you found this video helpful. Like I said, go through those assessments, leave me a comment, let me know how you got on. If you've got any questions, make a comment on that as well, and I'll try and get back to you as quick as I can. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.